Welcome back to Double Down University. I'm back at you guys with another MLB prospects video, and I'm breaking down the early games on the MLB slates with two props that I like on the early slate. Yainer Diaz over 7.5 hitter fantasy score, as well as Mark Vitinos over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. And if you guys have a little bit of cojones about yourself, you could take his over 2.5 hits, runs, and RBIs as well, as I think that is in play as well today, and I'll get into why in just a second. So let's dig into it. So first matchup is Cole Irvin versus Mark Vitinos. But what I like to do first is I like to look at the protection that both of these batters have in front of them as well as behind them. So in Vitinos' case, he has Francisco Lindor, who's able to get on base at will in front of him, and then he also has home run power behind him and Martinez and Alonso as well. And then he also has Nemo, who's more of a contact hitter, so he can get him in as well. And then also for the second matchup, we have Yainer Diaz. Yainer Diaz is benefited with the ability to have Altuve in front of him, as well as Yordan Alvarez in front of him as well. And Alvarez has the potential to be able to be intentionally walked because teams are scared to pitch to him because of his power. So he can be able to have runners in scoring position that way as well. And then he also has protection behind him in Yermy Pena as well as Jake Myers. So let's get into Cole Irvin's matchup with Mark Vitinos. So Cole Irvin, he is not a strikeout pitcher as his numbers suggest, as you guys see here. Blue means bad, red means good. He has a great ability to not put runners on via walk. But everybody has a plan until you get hit in the mouth. If he's down into a 3-0 count to the hitter, he's more susceptible to walk him as opposed to be able to get him out. And then he also gives up a lot of hard contact. Those two things, low K rate and hard contact, spells doom for pitchers in baseball in 2024. But then also looking at his splits, he gives up a 315 batting average to righties. That is why I chose a righty as opposed to only giving up a 209 batting average to lefties. So we're going to target him with a righty, and that righty so happens to be Mr. Mark Vitinos because he just crushes lefties. He bats 344 on the season against lefties, and then also at home against lefties, he bats 349. So we're going to look at the pitch mix that Cole Irvin throws to righties, and the percentage of pitches that he throws to righties is 32% four-seam fastball, right? 22% curveball, as well as 17% changeup. So we're going to look and see how he does against those three pitches. So against the changeup, he bats 360, has a hard hit percentage of 52%, which is excellent. Against the curveball, he bats 250, which is about average. 250 is not bad. He has a 41% hard hit percentage as well. And then also against the four-seam fastball, he bats 324 with a 60% hard hit percentage or hard contact percentage as well. So I really like him in this spot because he hits all three pitches that he predominantly throws to right-handers really well. So that is why I like Mark Vitinos. Moving forward to Cooper Criswell, he's kind of like a relief pitcher / piggyback starter, and what I mean by that is that he only pitches a couple innings as a starter, and then so happen they go into their bullpen. So he is not a big strikeout guy as well. Only a 17% K rate, has a 6.5% walk rate, which is okay. But the biggest thing, which is going to be the killer for him, is his left on base percentage at 64%. And some people may say, why is that important? Why is left on base percentage important? Left on base percentage is important because of the runners that he's able to inherit on base. He only strands 64% of the base runners, so the rest, more than likely, the rest of the time they are scoring. And then also his FIP score is okay at 3.84. But we're going to take a look at his splits as well and see which side of the plate does he struggle against. So looking at his splits, he gives up a 292 batting average to righties as opposed to a 269 batting average to lefties. So how we're going to target him? We're going to target him with Yainer Diaz. Yainer Diaz is a right-handed batter, of course, and he bats 308 against righties. And then also he has the benefit of being at home as well. And home against righties, he bats 323. And then we're going to do the same thing we did with Mark Vitinos. We're going to look at the pitch mix that he has and that he throws to right-handed batters. And in this instance, he throws to righties a sinker, sweeper, and changeup. So we're going to key in on those 3 pitches, a sinker, sweeper, and changeup. And we're going to see how he fares against those. So against a sinker, he bats .388 and has a hard hit percentage of 56%. And then against the changeup, he bats .173, but he also has a hard contact percentage of only 26%. So that is the only pitch that I could see him having trouble with out of the pitch arsenal. But against the sweeper, he bats .300 and has a hard hit percentage of 31%. So I really like him of 2 out of 3 pitches. But when I really look into Cooper and look at when does he throw the changeup, he doesn't really throw it too much, even when he's ahead or behind. The batter is ahead or behind in the count. As you can see here, even when the batter is behind in the count, he only throws it 23% of the time, as opposed to throwing the sinker 27% and the sweeper 46%. The sweeper is pretty much his predominant pitch that he likes to throw a lot. As you can see, the same thing. When the batter is ahead, he throws the sinker and sweeper. So he mixes in the changeup, so he doesn't really throw it too much. As you can see, it's his 3rd favorite pitch to throw to righties. So I'm not too concerned about the changeup as opposed to, because he hits the better of the 2 pitches that he throws predominantly better than the changeup. So I really like Yainer Diaz in this spot as well. And then looking at the Red Sox bullpen, they used a couple people over the last couple of days, but they're pretty light in the bullpen. So one of these guys are going to have to pitch maybe 2 to 3 innings max to be able to get through this game. If Cooper Criswell, his name is a tongue twister, for him to be able to pitch deep into the game, I don't see that, because when I look at his game logs, he's only pitching like maybe a 3 innings match. Like his last start against Baltimore, he pitched 3 innings, I think he gave up like 6 runs. Yeah, gave up 6 runs. And then he also had only 1 strikeout. And then the start before that, where he pitched longer, was like 2 innings. So he's pitching anywhere between 2 to 3 innings. Now he did go up against Colorado, who doesn't shove against Colorado. He pitched 7 innings, gave up 6 hits, and gave up no runs. So that was one really good start that he had, but I just don't see him doing that against this Mets team, or actually, excuse me, this Astros team. So those are my 2 picks for today. I'll go back over them one more time before I get on out of here. So Yainer Diaz over 7.5 hitter fantasy score, as well as Mark Vitinos over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. And like I said, if you have a little cojones about yourself, you can go with the over 2.5 on Mark Vitinos hits, runs, and RBIs as well. I appreciate you guys. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.